Hi boys and girls, Mrs. Wilcox here. I am coming to you with our Monday video. So each day I will do a video that you get to watch on the activities for the day, and I'll kind of explain what we're learning and hopefully answer some of the questions that you might have before you have them. So I'm going to switch my screen so that you can see our Monday here. So here's our Monday, and remember the top thing is for you to contact me, and so I would love to hear from everyone tomorrow. If we don't make it work tomorrow, then hopefully by Tuesday I'll have heard and checked in with all of my students. So what you're deciding today is what platform is going to be the best for you to contact me. So maybe you want to try out the chat board. Maybe you want to try to Zoom in with me at 11 a.m. or 2 p.m. And if you do choose to Zoom, please watch this video that I made. That will be really helpful in getting Zoom started and it not kind of causing us more stress than it needs to. You could talk with your family about emailing or sending me a picture or text. Any of those ways of communicating with me would be excellent. Now, we are going to be doing a book study, and I'm going to read you a chapter here in a little bit, but the video that you're watching is right here in our literacy section. So I'm making it right now, and tomorrow morning when you get on, there will be my video here. And then also this week, we're kind of talking with our families, and we're really digging deep into why is it that we read. Okay, why is that such a big focus for us? Why do we need to become better readers? We're going to be talking about that in the discussions that you have with me, but I also want you to talk with your family and kind of figure out, why do people in your family read? What are their reasons? Okay, are there different reasons for different types of books that we read? Those are all kinds of questions that we can talk about. Now for writing, we do have our pen pal letters back. We got those back from our pen pals in Oregon, and I had them for a few weeks. I was hoping we would get to them, but we haven't been back to school, and so I have attached them here. Please go on and find your pen pal letter, and just know that our pen pal sent us two-sided letters, and so on one side they did the writing, and on the back side they did a picture for you. So whichever, when you find your letter, the picture that's after your letter is your picture. So first will come your letter, and then will come your picture below that. So go check those out. And then I just kind of want you to be thinking and making a list of what can you write back to them. That's going to be one of our tasks for this week, is writing back to our pen pals. But today I want you to make a list. What can you talk about in your letter back to them? What would they be interested in? I bet that our pen pals in Oregon are going through a similar distance education experience like we are, or maybe their experience has been completely different, but maybe you can share a little bit of what we're doing, and then they could reply back with what they're doing. All right, in the math section here, we are going to continue talking about money. So we finished money. It was the last chapter that we finished before spring break, and so I just want to refresh your memories. And the discussion activity today will be discuss with your family and write or draw your ideas. What would it take to set up a store in your house? Okay, so I want you to think about a store. Okay, and then I want you to think about what would it take to set it up in your house. Okay, then you're going to record your ideas. You can draw about them, you can write about them. Maybe that's something that you and your family could talk about actually doing, is setting up a store in your house. This video is going to talk about earning money and some of the things that you need to think about when you go to start a business and earn money, just like if you were going to start a store in your house. Scrolling down, we are going to be talking about healthy habits this week, and our healthy habit topic is washing hands. So washing hands is one of the best way for us to prevent getting sick, and so we're going to be learning all about the science behind washing our hands, what the proper way to do is, and then you guys have an assignment to kind of interview your families later on this week and also teach them exactly the proper way to wash your hands and how long it actually takes to get all of those germs off. So I'm really excited for that learning. And then our book this week that we're going to be covering is called Seldovia Sam and the Blueberry Bear. Here is the cover. I'm super excited to read this story because this is about a boy who lives in Seldovia, Alaska, and that is where Mr. Hines and Asher moved to Anchor Point from. So they lived in Seldovia before that. But I thought it would be kind of interesting for you guys to read a book about someone similar to you, and maybe some of you have been on similar adventures to Sam, but we'll be checking that out today. And so the art activity that I've included today for you to do, if you'd like, is drawing a flag of Alaska. So Sam lives in Seldovia, and Seldovia is in Alaska, and that is our state flag. And so there's an instructional video how to draw state flags, and then if you really like drawing flags, then you can change it and draw the United States flag or a different country that you would like to try, or even a different state. Okay, after those, you're going to go back and you're going to choose 2 of those fun resources, all right? Okay, we're going to scroll back up here and I am going to show you again the cover of Soldovia Sam, and I'm going to start reading that chapter to you. So I've taken a picture of the picture that's in the book and I'm going to read here while you guys check out that picture. This is chapter 1 and it's called The Blueberry Blues. August in Soldovia was both the best month and the worst month. It was the best because salmon berries, blueberries, high bush cranberries were ripe. It was the worst because school started at the end of it. Sam looked around the dusty shed and sighed a big sigh. It was so big it startled Big Trouble from her nap atop a pile of fishing nets. The cat hopped onto Sam's shoulder and hitched a ride out of the shed. As Sam juggled blueberry buckets and bright orange hand rakes, Neptune spotted the berry-picking gear and danced with excitement. Sam had never seen a dog so crazy about eating blueberries. Sam was not looking forward to school. He knew the first assignment would be to write an essay on something he did over the summer. Judges would read the essays and give cash prizes to the winners. Sam sighed again. He sure could use the money to buy an Extreme Trail Smasher bike he wanted so badly. Last year he almost saved enough, but then he lost Billy Sutton's bike in a wildfire and gave him his savings to buy a new one. But there was no chance Sam could win. He hadn't done anything exciting this summer. He'd fished on the Wild Rose with his dad. He'd camped in the driftwood fort at Sandy Cove. He'd flown with his mom in her Cessna delivering freight. All of that had been fun, but none of it was exciting enough to win an essay contest. Sam's know-it-all classmate Melody Chambers had already informed him that she had been to ballet camp. La-di-da, Sam thought, and famous dancers from New York City had been there. La-di-double-da, thought Sam. Sam was afraid she would read her essay, throw in a few French words, and win the contest hands down. Neptune nudged Sam's leg, reminding him that it was time to go. Mom was driving Sam and Billy out to the old logging road to pick blueberries. It had been the day before school tradition for the family for as long as Sam could remember. Just then, Billy flew into the yard on his bike, skidding to a stop and crashing into Mom's flower pots. "Hey, Sam!" said Billy with a big grin. He hopped off his bike and set the pots upright. "Sorry I'm late. You got the buckets and stuff?" "In here," said Sam, patting his backpack. "Let's go. I can taste those blueberries now." They rode through town and down the hill to the airstrip to wait for Mom to land. As they coasted to the hangar, Sam spotted her plane coming in, and then he noticed her Jeep parked nearby. "Oh no! One of the rear tires is flat as a sand dollar. Billy, look!" cried Sam, pointing at the tire. "No problem, Sam. We'll get that spare tire out of the back and help your mom change it. We'll be picking blueberries before you know it." "Afraid not. Mom's spare tires and home are getting fixed. We're not going anywhere." Billy's shoulders slumped as he was always cheerful, and it was almost impossible to make him sad, except for maybe now. All right, boys and girls, I would like for you to think about some questions that you have about the story. Now, good readers, they wonder things and then they ask questions to understand the story better. So I have some questions that I was wondering as I was reading the chapter. My first question is, how did Sam's mom's tire go flat? Okay, they talked about the tire being flat on the Jeep, and Sam was pretty bummed that he wouldn't get to go blueberry picking. How did the tire go flat? That is something that I'm still wondering, and by me wondering that and try to figure it out, I will understand the story better. Another question that I came up with is, why did Sam name his dog Neptune? Does he really like the planets? Is that something that he's really interested in? Maybe some of you really like the planets, and that's a way you can connect with Sam. All right, so I want you thinking about some questions that you still have about the story, and then also feel free to discuss those questions with your family. Maybe you're wondering about Soldovia. Maybe some of your family members have been to Soldovia. Think about questions like that to help us understand. All right, my friends, that's all I have for you for now. I can't wait to interact with you. Please make sure that you are trying one of those ways out. Remember, I'll be at Zoom at 11 a.m. and 2 p.m., and I can't wait to talk to you guys. See you tomorrow.